am actually shocked Kelly's sitting next to Al today.
Right?
I thought she would have asked to switch with Anna or Justin, but she did not. She sat next to him, given the
That just
circumstances.
shows how much I've matured emotionally.
I was looking forward to yesterday the most because I saw wave runners on our schedule, and I said, let's go.
And me too, JC, because historically, I have had excellent times, fun times on wave runners, and didn't think yesterday would be any different.
Yeah.
And we saw our itinerary for the day, and we were paired. Some of us were paired up.
Yeah, I saw this, and it was, I felt like the winner, you know, because I looked over the Wave Runner roster, and White Cheddar was paired up with, I believe, Nick Adams.
Yep.
Russ Face was paired up with Don. Alicia and Paul were paired up together.
And you know what? I felt like the winner because I was paired up with Kelly.
And
I
Al
did
and Kelly,
too, honestly.
Yeah, and it was Justin and Anna together.
Because I'm not known to be a daredevil, and I know Al typically drives very slowly.
Yeah, he's
And
the
so
slowest.
I assume that he would drive slowly on the water, and I was correct in that.
I was trying to be as careful as I could with
He
you,
wasn't
Kelly.
a hot dogger. Is that what they call it?
Yeah,
he's not hot dogging out there.
And
I wasn't
he
hot
wasn't
dogging.
doing that. And even our
More of a
lovely
grilled cheese.
instructor was, he was
Ryan. His name was Ryan. He
Ryan.
was so cool.
He was very cool.
so cool, very handsome man. And he was explaining, don't be a dummy out there. He didn't use that terminology. I'm spicing it up a little. But he was saying, cutting the wave runner back and forth, and he was giving us examples of what could
tips,
go
watch the
wrong.
film.
Of what not
and
to
all
fall.
that.
And here's how the wave runner works. There's a little jet underneath it, and in order to turn or move, you have to be hitting the throttle. If you let go of it, you have no control over where the wave runner is going to be going.
So good. We got our instructions,
Easy
and
Again, done this before. Been there, done that.
Yeah.
Copy the home game.
we watched a video, a safety video.
We went to school.
It's like people don't really pay attention. Just like on the airplane. Are we really going to go down? Do we really need to know how to blow in the tube of our life jacket? No, nobody's paying attention.
No. First of all, with these videos, you should be paying attention because you're going to be manning the ship.
Right. So we're watching the safety video. Very helpful information.
It was. I agree.
About, what to do in case certain things happen.
Mm-hmm.
So
Thankfully, we paid attention.
Yeah. You think to yourself, well, if I do what they tell me to, we're not gonna need that part of it. But it's still in the recess of your mind, the recesses of your mind.
So we take off. We're single file.
We're single
behind the
file.
tour guide, right?
You got to go into the open water in the ocean.
Yeah.
And the water was sporty.
Sporty. We don't call it choppy. That's scary. It's sporty.
It was
The
very
winds were a
sporty.
little brisk.
It's a little brisk,
Yeah.
and there's boats out there in the ocean and
When the
whatever.
winds are blowing.
And you're going through these waves and you're thinking to yourself, man, now I get why my man's was showing me the video,
Right.
because
And Kelly and I were at first, we were last. We were out of 7 or 8 wave runners in a row. The only view I had in front of me was Justin and his butt.
Yes,
his
I'm
shorts.
so sorry.
And
It
his
wasn't even a
shorts.
butt. It was a back with a crack in
It
it.
was-
I'm so sorry. I realized
And
that.
I even bet White Cheddar. I said, $50 says Justin goes down.
Oh, really?
I said, when we took off, I said, Justin, because he was up there, he's standing up, he's holding
He's
his
hot dogging.
hands in front of Anna's eyes.
And I
He's-
thought we were gonna fall off too, because I told Justin, we switched when Justin was driving. I told him, I was like, I'm a little scared. I'm not gonna lie. Like, please don't go really fast.
Hey, you were doing great, Anna.
Thank
you were doing great. You were
But then
doing great.
Justin revved up the engine and started singing Cardi B and going like as fast as possible.
Certified freak.
And
Yeah.
I can feel Kelly's forehead in the back of my back, really up toward my neck, because she's just got her head on. She's holding on to me for dear life. I'm like, I cannot lose my prized possession,
Yeah.
Kelly Raspberry.
I was praying out loud because it was choppy. It was choppy at first.
scary.
I was
A little.
praying,
Sporty,
Lord.
sporty.
It was sporty. But then once we got past the waves, because you have to get past the ocean part to the
to
island,
the sandbars and all that.
and
Bays
then the
and-
water just goes completely calm.
Glass.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
And-
like Lake Com. We were getting a tour of Cape Romano, I believe.
Yeah,
And
Yes.
you're right.
the water
Gorgeous.
went from super sporty to lazy.
To
Yeah.
beautiful,
Beautiful.
perfect.
It's like glass.
And some people need that little bit of adrenaline rush. You
Yeah.
know, it was kind of cool. You want to run the waves.
Yeah.
We're wave
So,
runners.
I'm looking at our instructor Ryan, and he's on one leg, and he's standing on his wave runner going, and Kelly's like, is he showing off? I'm like, well,
No, what he's
probably-
doing is he's standing up and he's looking
for
he's-
dolphins.
He's not just dolphins.
Manatees.
He's making sure we're not going to hit any sandbars. He's making sure that we're
okay,
not going to be
okay.
launched off our thing. So
Yeah,
he's,
he was being very.
he's
It
being
looks like
very
he's showing
careful.
off, but he was actually looking for
Yeah.
things, and he did. He spotted some dolphins for us and sandbars to avoid, and things like that.
So
and in certain spots, he wants to tell us about the history and the people that tried to live out. I mean, there's people that were living out there recluses. They would go out there by themselves and just
For
set up
decades.
shop for decades.
Right.
And he's giving us these cool stories about these cool areas.
yeah, about 30 minutes into the trip, right?
Yeah.
20, 30 minutes.
And you turn off your wave runner for those instances, and then when he's done with his speech, you turn him back on, and you continue doing what you've been doing for 30 minutes.
Yeah, no problem. Well,
I'm
little
sitting
problem.
I'm sitting 2 feet away from Big Al and Kelly. I'm not even looking at them. At our first stop, was it the second one?
That was first one.
That was the first stop.
Yeah.
So we all turn our wave runners back on. I'm looking at our guide Ryan, and all of a sudden I hear the Kelly "I'm afraid" scream.
I got scared too because everyone just started yelling as well.
So she starts screaming, and I'm like, what is happening? I turn my head. As I'm turning my head, I notice the wave runner is now on its side. Kelly jumps off.
Like how the video showed me. I jumped
Starfish.
to get away. I
Yeah,
didn't
you
want it to land
starfish.
on me.
It's
Right.
like black and white too.
Yeah.
Under it, I thought it was Shamu. I thought we saw a killer whale.
Wow.
What I thought.
Wow.
That's what I saw.
When it was upside down.
When
yeah.
it was upside down.
Now,
We
yeah,
didn't
that-
know. We didn't know what was happening.
So I see Kelly. She did the right thing. She let go of everything and jumped off. In the video, it's stated, if you are falling off the wave runner, let go
Unless
and let be. No,
you
there's
can't swim.
There's no
there
unless.
was
what?
no unless.
there
you
was
have
no
on a
unless.
life jacket.
Yeah.
There's
In
no
that case,
fear
just
of drowning.
hold on for dear
No,
life.
it said, please do not hang on to the wave runners because if you do, it is gonna topple over
It's going to capsize.
and gonna capsize.
Yes.
And Al is hanging on for dear life to the
I'm
handle.
trying to save Kelly. Kelly, I got you.
She's
girl.
already in the water screaming
got
at you.
you.
And it's like, what happened? We were literally just sitting here.
Yes.
You look at the
We weren't
confused,
even-
Yeah.
their
We were-
confused faces. They're
we
like,
were going 0.1 mile per
We were
hour.
doing nothing
We
but
were
sitting
doing
there.
You know what?
nothing, and it just turned over. I'm like, Kelly.
It's like,
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, Kelly. I'm sorry.
there a
let's just be
way?
honest. Al and I, we're not small people.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a lot to haul back on a wave runner.
Yeah.
it's not easy.
And
getting
I
back
have
on.
wrist issues. I don't talk about it a lot. Y'all see me wear the wrist brace. I've
Yeah.
been going to therapy for my wrist. I have a hard time
Way to
with my
go,
wrist.
Al.
So I'm like trying to get on in the middle of nowhere, and it was a lot. It was a lot. But I was trying to keep a good attitude
She
because I'm
was.
always called out for not being a good sport. And I was trying to be a good sport.
Even our guide, when he was going over to you guys, he's like, what happened? Like,
And I'm like, we don't know.
We don't even know. Well,
I-
somehow there's a freak of nature. Maybe it was a tsunami up under the water or something. I'm not
I
sure.
said, is this normal? And he goes, normally if we fall, it's out in the sporty water.
Yeah.
Like, this is
We're
weird.
not
Calm water.
even
Yeah.
moving.
And he goes, what did he do? I said, he was just standing there.
Sitting, just sitting.
Just sitting
Just
there.
sit there. I'm sitting there, crank it up, boom, boom, splash.
But you know what?
As soon as we got back on, was this the first time that it toppled over again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because see, everybody said, well, I want to say one thing. So as soon as we get back on, we fall off again. As soon I'm like, what is happening?
I'm like, wait.
I'm just sitting there. I don't know what's happening.
Me neither.
So here we go. Starfish away.
for the second time.
what you know about going down in the deep?
And Al's holding on again.
Again, it capsizes.
So we can't figure out what's happening. We do in hindsight later.
Yeah.
So then we take off again. I'm like, okay, I'm being a good sport. Ha ha, this is fun.
She's holding on to me.
So we go by these dome houses. Some man back in 1980 decided to build these dome houses on an island, and the island disappeared and like got moved away.
Sand
so
moves.
So like these abandoned. So it's really cool. Look it up. It's the dome islands of what bay was it?
Cape Romano.
Cape Romano. Look that up. It's really interesting. So we're okay. I'm still a good sport. So then our guide Ryan takes us to another beautiful, peaceful part, and we stop down, and he's like, "Okay, see this sand here? This used to not be here, but this is how. There's the Gulf of Mexico right there."
right over the sand.
And we're like, "Oh, this is so lovely."
There's a dolphin,
And as
too.
we're sitting there with the dolphin, here Big Al and I go again.
Crank it up. Let's go.
Fall over again.
Yeah. I'm I'm like,
At this
what?
point,
At first, I'm gonna be honest. A little bit of me said, "What is the hell is Kelly doing back there?
Doing nothing.
What is Kelly doing back there to make this thing fall over
And
again?
I fell in
didn't
the-
do anything.
I fell in the water and I almost started crying. And I said, no. You know when you start crying and you turn it into laughing? So I
Yeah.
did that. I'm like, this is great. JC!
guys,
That's what I started
I'm
screaming.
200 yards away with Anna and Justin because the dolphin got scared due to Big Al jumping in the water. And so we're chasing the dolphin, trying to get a little glimpse, another glimpse, and I heard Kelly squeal.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, no, she injured. She goes, get over here. I'm jumping on with you.
It's like she got out of
I'm
one Uber
done.
and got into another Uber.
I am done. And I didn't want to hurt Big Al's feelings, but I was like, I'm done. I
Yeah.
cannot do this again. I told Ryan, our guide, I said, can't y'all just drag me in? I'll just hold on to the back of the jet ski. He said, no. I said, I can't get back on that. And then I had a light bulb moment. JC doesn't have anybody. So JC came and rescued
I got
me.
you on.
like,
And
I'm like, what?
And I felt bad because I looked at the pictures now of Al and he's sitting there looking so
So sad.
emasculated.
Kelly,
I was so upset with myself.
This-
I can't even describe it.
That's why I said I'm not mad at you because I know you weren't doing it on purpose.
I would not do that on purpose.
But as I'm sitting there with JC, and we were like, why was this happening? And we think we figured it out.
He said I did a slow, tight turn or
Yeah.
something like that.
You were doing you have to add you have to go.
forward.
You have to go forward. So when you hit the turn button and you're just kind of sitting there, it just starts to lean.
Fall over.
But instead of if you would have just let go, it probably would have righted itself.
Let go and
But
let
because you
God.
were holding on, you were
And
pulling
leaning.
it over.
And so this marks the second time Big Al has been dumped on family vacation.
Right? It's true.
Wow.
I went off of this shit.
Wow.
Wow.
It was. I mean, but I'm not mad at you. I
Thank you,
love
Kelly.
you.
I
but
love
I
you
was just
too.
like, I'm done. I
Thank
would
you.
not. And so I
Big
felt
Al
really
can't
bad.
drive. You can't drive now.
I've had a Harley before. I have no balance issue, and I did yesterday. But yesterday, Kelly, I'm so sorry. I was just, it was just a bad day. Even Simone Biles yesterday had a bad day, right? She got a bronze. So when you call this like a bronze, I mean, I fell. She fell. She lost her balance a little bit.
Repeatedly.
Yeah,
It was just
yeah,
the one time, okay. But then I thought back, the whole kayak
Kayak.
thing with
Oh.
Justin and
Justin.
Al.
And
Yeah.
I got the blame.
Uh-huh.
Do you
And
feel
he blamed me.
vindicated?
Motorized and unmotorized are two
No.
different things.
No.
Everybody
And
blames
since-
Justin because he's so silly and goofy and
I
stuff.
was
But
on
now
the
I'm
back.
like, no.
I was on the back with
It
'cause
was
I was
your
looking
fault.
at I was
You were
looking
in
at
the front.
Justin's. No, I was looking at your back fat. Again.
Why do you keep saying that? That's not nice.
I'm just telling you what I was looking at. That was my view.
We've determined it's your fault.
No.
It is your fault.
Yesterday
Not
was my
once,
fault.
not twice.
Well, Anna and I have a little skit on how that conversation went down.
Because we were far away looking at the dolphins, but we imagined what the conversation was
really?
like between the two of you.
Okay. Who's going to be playing the role of Al?
Guess.
I'll be back fat Al.
And I'll be beautiful Kelly.
Thank you.
Okay, so pretend they just splashed once again.
Okay.
Actually, for the third time.
Hit it, Trey. The splash.
Splash.
Jordan.
Again? Really?
I don't know, Kelly. What'd you do?
I don't know, Al. I think you don't know how to drive a wave runner.
It doesn't matter what you think.
Oh, okay, Al. Why don't you think about not tipping us over?
Well, okay, Kelly, if you could just keep your eye on the ocean, we wouldn't be tipped over.
Al, maybe I would have had better luck driving with part-time Justin.
He would have tipped you over, too.
No, he wouldn't. Look at him over there driving around with Anna looking like wave running supermodels on the cover of the September issue of Vogue.
You know what? Great point, Kelly. Actually, those two look like they're good and almost cuter than the breastfeeding dolphins.
You know what, Al?
What, Kelly?
I think Anna and part-time Justin should both get raises.
And massages. And scene.
That's exactly how it went down. By the way, funny, when we're riding back in the sporty water, I can see Al in the rearview mirror of the wave runner glaring at me. Glaring.
You know what
Pulls
else?
into my back.
That-
What were
he's got my woman.
I was saying, please fall, please fall, please fall, please tip that bad boy over, please tip it over.